What does life actually look like at every income level, from homeless to billionaire? Money doesn't just change your house, your job, and your status. It changes your time, your health, your network, and even your daily routine. In this video, we're going to walk through a day in the life of 7 income levels in the United States, lifestyle stats, and economic context. We'll also compare what each income tier would look like in a lower income country to show how far your money really goes. Let's start at the very bottom. $0 to $20,000 per year, 14% of Americans. You wake up on a couch in someone else's living room, or maybe in your car, tucked under a bridge or on the outskirts of a city park. There's no privacy, no true peace. If you're lucky, you're in a shelter with a bed. If you're not, you're checking your belongings weren't stolen in the night. There's no consistent schedule. You might scroll your cracked phone to look for quick gigs, Uber Eats, junk removal, or day labour. Or maybe you're walking to a soup kitchen. Over 37 million Americans fall under the poverty line, and many are working, just not earning enough to live. You may have a job, minimum wage retail, fast food, janitor, no benefits, no paid sick days. You rent a room in a rough neighbourhood or share space with others just to get by. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment in a low-cost area is still over $1,000 per month, more than half your income at this level. Health problems are ignored, stress is constant, sleep is poor. Most of your money goes to rent and food, and unexpected costs, like a flat tire, can spiral you into debt. You might borrow money from friends or payday lenders. Vacations, never. Hobbies, too expensive. Hope, occasionally. In a poor country, you might live in a shanty town in a structure built from scrap. You'd likely rely on the community for survival. Moving on then to $50,000 per year, which is the median salary in the US. You wake up at 6:30 a.m. in a modest 2-bedroom apartment in the suburbs, maybe Indianapolis or Jacksonville. You own a 10-year-old Honda Civic with 140,000 miles on it. It's paid off, but it's not reliable in the winter. Breakfast is an instant coffee and toast, or maybe some eggs if there's time. You commute 30 minutes to your job, you're an office admin, a teacher, or logistics coordinator. You make about $960 a week before taxes. After rent, bills, and groceries, there's little left. You delay dental visits and car maintenance. You track spending using budgeting apps. You plan for birthdays and Christmas months in advance. According to Lending Club, 63% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, and most are in this bracket. You might save $100 or $200 per month, if anything at all. Retirement is a 401k with minimal contributions, and investments are rare. You take one modest vacation per year, maybe a road trip or a budget flight to Florida. Dining out happens maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks. You shop sales, use coupons, and say no to luxuries often. Still though, life has comfort. You have family dinners, weekends off, Netflix, but the constant pressure of one missed paycheck lingers. In a poor country, you're in the elite. You might own land, employ people, and send your kids to private school. And then we move on to $100,000 to $250,000 per year, 15% of Americans. You wake up in a modern house with a home office, 2 cars in the driveway, and a golden retriever that gets walked twice a day. You live in a comfortable suburb outside Seattle or Austin, in a luxury apartment in a mid-sized city. You start your day with an espresso from your $500 coffee machine. Breakfast might be avocado and toast, or eggs, or Greek yogurt. You've got a gym membership, and you drive a Tesla Model Y or a Mercedes C-Class. You're a software engineer, mid-level manager, small business owner, or a medical specialist. You work 40 to 60 hours per week, and your job includes strategy, responsibility, and freedom. You're saving aggressively, often 15 to 25% of your income, and investing in index funds, retirement accounts, or real estate. Vacations happen twice a year, maybe skiing in Colorado or a 2-week trip to Europe. You fly economy, or maybe business if you're using points. You dine out often, use DoorDash, and still contribute to your kids' college funds. You're not rich, but you feel secure. You worry less about bills and more about optimizing your time. According to Gallup, happiness increases up to around $200,000 per year. This is your sweet spot. In a poor country, you'd be seen as a leader. You'd likely have staff, a driver, and multiple properties. And now we move on to the top 1%, $500,000 to $1 million per year. You wake up in a modern, custom-built home in a gated community, maybe just outside of San Diego or in a wealthy suburb like Westchester, New York. Your bedroom is bigger than most apartments. A steam shower, his and her sink, a walk-in closet the size of a studio. Your day starts with a personal trainer or yoga class. Your phone lights up with texts from your executive assistant, reminding you of a private equity call at 9, a board meeting at 11, and dinner reservations at 7. You drive, or are driven, in a Range Rover or Porsche. Maybe you have a second car that's purely for weekends. You dine at upscale restaurants often. You shop at luxury retailers. You don't think twice about subscriptions, fees, or surcharges. You're a partner at a law firm, a highly successful surgeon, or the owner of a thriving regional business. Or you're a tech executive managing a division with hundreds of staff. Your time is your most valuable asset and your schedule is tightly packed. You take 3 to 4 luxury holidays per year. Ski season in Switzerland, summer in the Amalfi Coast. You'll fly business class, sometimes first class. You own a second property or a shopping for one. You're likely invested in real estate, private funds, and maybe have an advisory role at a startup. Stress changes here. You're not worried about bills, you're worried about performance, reputation, and scaling. The pressure to maintain, grow, and improve yourself is relentless. In a poor country, you'd be perceived as untouchable. You'd know high-level politicians, have bodyguards, and likely own land or businesses outright. Now we're into the top 0.1% of Americans, $10 to $20 million. You wake up to silence in a multi-million-dollar estate. Your phone is managed. You have a chef downstairs prepping breakfast, a gardener handling the landscaping, and a cleaner folding your towels. You don't go to work, you go to meetings, if you want to. You own businesses, sit on boards, and manage investments. Your decisions affect hundreds of people. Your lawyer is on a retainer, so is your PR person. You likely live in LA, Miami, or a luxury penthouse in Manhattan. You have a weekend house in the Hamptons, or maybe a villa in Europe. Your home features smart tech, biometric security, and art valued at more than most homes. You fly private whenever you want. You get invited to fashion shows, exclusive retreats, elite masterminds. You don't just donate to charities, you build them. You have a team managing your wealth, and your kids are being groomed for elite universities. But there's also isolation. You don't know who's genuine. You've had friends through referrals. Everyone wants something. And while you're still young or ambitious, you feel the pressure to keep climbing before it plateaus. In a poor country, you would live like a king, literally. Your name would be on hospitals, highways, politicians. Your name would be on hospitals and highways. Politicians would come to you, not the other way around. Then there's $100 million. This is 0.06 of Americans. An example celebrity would be George Lucas after selling Star Wars to Disney. You wake up in an estate, not a house, but a compound. Maybe a ranch in Wyoming. You have multiple properties across continents. You move between homes by jet, and your inner circle includes billionaires, politicians, and legacy families. Your wealth generates millions annually through passive vehicles. Dividends, real estate, equity holdings. You don't work anymore unless it's passion driven. You fund film projects, universities, tech incubators. You've transcended income. You're managing legacy. You've become the guy behind the guy. You might not be famous, but you influence those who are. You can change someone's life with a phone call, and everyone around you knows it. You vacation with other ultra-wealthy people. You attend the World Economic Forum in Davos. You've been offered honorary degrees. You collect assets, vintage cars, rare art, and maybe even political favours. And yet, at this level, you carry immense responsibility. You worry about lawsuits, family fighting, succession, and wealth preservation. You spend more on legal fees than most people earn annually. In a poor country, you'd be a myth. Stories would be told about you. And finally, we're on to billionaires. These are your Elon Musks, Bezos, Zuckerbergs, 0.0002% of Americans. You wake up not in a house, but in a global network of custom-built properties. Each one is staffed and secured. You sleep in Geneva one night, Tokyo the next. Your calendar isn't measured in meetings, it's in movements. Media appearances, geopolitical events, tech launches. You control the direction of entire industries. A tweet can move markets. A partnership changes global supply chains. You eat what you want when you want. You have Michelin star chefs, in-house doctors, security teams, legal firms, and teams for wealth, media, and reputation. But you've lost privacy. You're studied, stalked, and sued. Every word is dissected. Every mistake is amplified. Your enemies are as powerful as your friends. You may build rockets, fund AI labs, or own newspapers. You sit across from presidents and prime ministers. You don't just donate to politicians, you make them. And yet, many billionaires report feeling trapped. Trust is scarce. Your children are at risk of being warped by privilege. The public either worships or vilifies you. You can do everything except live like a normal human. In a poor country, you're beyond comprehension. You're viewed like a god and probably have more money than most poor countries. So what did we learn? At $0, you're stressed to survive. At $1 billion, you're stressed to secure, but somewhere in the middle, around $100,000 to $250,000, you often find the sweet spot. Enough to breathe, but not so much that you're drowning in pressure. Every income level brings different problems, different freedom, and a different kind of prison. The real question is, what do you want your life to look like? And what are you willing to trade to get it? If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe because we post videos like this every week.